Deputy Speaker, I rise today to speak on this very important motion, private member's motion that's been raised by the member for Oxley, and I want to congratulate him for doing this. And I want to add my support to Labor's plan to implement an industry-specific auto dealership code that will finally deliver clear ground rules for manufacturers and dealerships, which aims to make the industry fairer and be of benefit to local businesses and to consumers in general. Now, in 2017, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission handed down a report in the new car retailing industry which estimated that there were 1,500 new car dealers, 3,500 new car retail outlets and around 1.1 million cars sold in the year 2016-2017 alone. Now, one of the biggest purchases for families will be a new car, Deputy Speaker, and as the ACCC estimated, that buying a car and its ongoing maintenance accounts for around 5% of average annual household expenditure. Now, the car retailing industry reportedly earned an estimated $64 billion in revenue during the same financial year of 2016 and 17. In Cornwall alone, the electorate I represent, we had a turnover of nearly $458 million. Now, however, Deputy Speaker, the report also highlighted some serious issues regarding the imbalance of power in favour of the big manufacturers, which leaves the dealers and repairers powerless in assisting consumers in the way that they would want to, a situation, Deputy Speaker, which also imperils the viability and the future of this local car repairers and car dealers. So this year I did get the opportunity to meet with many of my local dealers and car repairers in my electorate, and in particular I want to talk about Damien and Debbie Theuma of Active Motor Repairs in Craigieburn. They and other local business owners detailed to me the difficulties they were facing with the advent of car dealerships monopolising the repair and warranty market. The lack of data sharing, in particular, has affected their business and highlighted the importance of legislating a mandatory code for data sharing. Business owners like Damien and Debbie feel that the ACCC's report should be adopted in its entirety. This report, which concluded that vehicle manufacturers that sell in the Australian market limit access to service and repair information for independent repairers. The report also found that the predatory behaviour, often, and this is how Debbie described it, the predatory behaviour of the manufacturers created an artificial monopoly and allowed manufacturers to inflate the markups on servicing and repairs. And this was creating a problem for their business locally. The ACCC's report also further concluded that independent repairers were experiencing issues in gaining access to technical information needed to repair and service new cars. Access to technical information held by car manufacturers was becoming increasingly important as repairing and servicing new cars relied on access to electronic information and data produced by the car manufacturers. And if those local businesses don't have access to that information, then they can't do the business that they had set up for. And that creates a whole series of other issues for them. Deputy Speaker, car manufacturers had previously committed to providing independent repairers with the same access to technical information as the manufacturers authorised dealers on commercially fair and reasonable terms. However, the ACCC report discovered there were problems with the level of detail that was being provided and the timeliness of the technical information given, which further disadvantaged the car repairers locally, the smaller car repairers and dealers. Now, the ACCC considered that independent repairers having access to this technical information was important, and my local constituents have emphasised that. It was important to ensure competition and to ultimately benefit the consumers. The ACCC proposed a mandatory scheme for car manufacturers to share technical information, and it is this mandatory code which is supported by Labor and all the independent repair associations, the consumer bodies, the auto associations such as NRMA and the RACQ, the insurance industry, the New Car Dealers Association and all major auto repair chains, including Kmart and Auto Service, Repco Authorised Services and Bridgestone. A large network of dealers and repairers who are crying out for this code, and I'm very pleased to be supporting the member for Oxley today in this private member's motion and in highlighting the need for the government to move on this issue, and I have indeed written to the Treasurer, and I still await a commitment.